Oh, we got a time. Okay, good. Ladies first, there you go.
Hi, my name is Deb Spencer. I am running for Place 1 of Boyd ISD. And I wanted to let you know a little bit about myself. I grew up in a small town, so Boyd is very familiar with me. I have lived here, my husband and I have lived here now in July, will be 8 years. And the first time that I ever came to Boyd, I said to my husband, we need to live there, because it reminds me so much of my hometown. And after a period of time, we decided to do just that. We found our 5-acre ranch, and we love it out here and plan to stay here for the rest of our lives. But I grew up in a very small school district, so small that my graduating class from 8th grade only had 27. And we were the largest class for many years. We held that record of 27 kids. So to get that individual relationship with teachers was just phenomenal. And even though after 8th grade, then we then went into the larger school district, which was still not that large. It's about the size of Decatur's. I don't talk a whole lot about those 4 years as high schoolers, because what I got was my first 8 years from Sunrise, and that was the name of the district, Sunrise R9. But I know what it's like to be in a smaller school district, and I know the struggles that they have, because there are financial struggles that the larger school districts don't seem to have as much. But I do know what it's like to be in that. So I got my degree. I went to junior college. I then went on to senior college, and I do have 22 hours of master's hours in social work. I decided, though, that life was too precious to go on. Education was enough. I taught for 10 years, and then went on into administration for 25 years. So I know what it's like to be as part of that system. And I know what it's like to work with government funding. I know what it's like to be accountable to parents, and to allow the parents to have all the information that they need.
Thank you, Ms. Deb.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Jennifer Stephens, and I'm running for NWISD ISD School Board Place 5. I am a mother, and I'm an educator. I was a teacher, and I'm currently an educational diagnostician. I'm the only mother and candidate running right now, and I'm coming from more of the classroom experience. Not only am I a mother, but I also seeing what we are dealing with in our classrooms right now. So many people are coming up to me and saying that would never happen here in Texas. That's not happening here in Northwest. That's not happening. And I'm here to tell you that it's happening. I feel like the school system is kind of swaying away from preparing our kids for the workforce. I mean, there's a competitive workforce out there. Our kids and graduates are going to be competing with people from China and from different countries for our workforce, and they believe heavily in their school systems and their education programs. And right now, I feel like we are focused more on how we are feeling all of the time. The social, emotional, SEL learning. I know people don't think it's related to CRT. I do believe it is a variant of it, and I see it. I believe our school systems need to go back to teaching our math, our reading, our writing. Our kids don't even know how to read cursive. How are they going to read our Constitution? They can't do those things. And I get a little bit fed up with that because I am the educator. I feel like I am the minority now of educators. But I feel like that stems from the attitude that some of the teachers have that this isn't happening, I think stems from our board and our upper administration. It just trickles down. And so I believe we need board members that are not complacent. Board members, I am a conservative. I have no shame in that. I believe in our Constitution, and I'm a Christian. And so a lot of my views all my views stem from that. And how I raise my children stem from that. And so I'm just here to stand up for our kids. They are our future workforce. And so I think it's important to have somebody on that board who is not only an educator, because when board members who are not educators, when they leave their board delegated duties, they go back to their jobs. I go back to the classroom. That's my job. And I go back to it, and I participate in it, and I'm with your kids, and I'm with your grandkids. And so I just want you to know that I want to be there to support them in their education. And I know Northwest is a very big, it's going to be right now it's 29,000 students, but it's only 35% built out. It is projected to grow crazy, and so we need to be able to be prepared for that. So I would appreciate your vote. I'm running on a slate as well. We have 2 other conservatives that are running for place 6 and 7. So please keep us in your thoughts when you're voting.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I'm going to be moving to Northwest ISD so I can vote for you. Thank you very much. Okay, so you've already kind of addressed this, but we'll dive into it a little bit deeper. So the teaching of CRT, or critical race theory, has been banned in Texas at the state level. But as we know, it's crept into school curriculum, so it's not even just in dealing with rogue teachers, but there's still a lot of school curriculum that has this built into it. So how would you make sure that critical race theory is not taught in any form or fashion to our children? Or would you just openly encourage it because you're a big fan of critical race theory? If not, how would you address it at the school?
Yeah, I don't want to assume you oppose it.
Well, I do oppose it. I'm not even that crazy about social emotional learning. As a teacher, every teacher teaches that no, we don't hit our friends, and yes, we do work with other children, and we do have to compromise. That has always been a part of education. But the problem with SEL, social emotional learning, is that it is the Trojan horse for CRT and gender identity.
Yes.
They are pushing this in all of our curriculums, and no matter what minimum standard there might be, if you look in a child's curriculum this day, you will find hints of it.
So I'll piggyback. Yes, I am not a fan of CRT, and I know that I believe that the SEL, the social emotional learning, I think that's just a variant of it. I think it's a soft word, a decorated word for CRT. I think educators, a lot of them are mothers, and we say that's not appropriate. We're not going to talk to our friends that way. We're going to respect each other's differences. You teach them to respect differences, but you don't make anybody extra special. And so I believe that that's very, and I also see a lot of the attitude with some people who are not educators. They will sit here and say, well, SEL, that's great. We're teaching them how to be better humans and better citizens, but that's not necessarily it. Our classrooms are full of, and I'm at the high school level, so I can speak for that, but it's a constant disruption. They're constantly managing behavior. They're constantly managing disrespect. They're constantly managing, how are you feeling today? I'm angry today. The focus comes off of the academics.
Okay, ladies, thank you. Jennifer, we'll go to you first on this one. So we all are aware of the gender identity disorder, which is what it's historically been called now. It's called gender dysphoria. Now we got rapid onset gender dysphoria. that is happening, and it's an issue I've addressed. I addressed it to the Northwest ISD School Board. I've addressed it at the Boyd ISD. I've addressed it at multiple school boards to put a policy in place to not only protect those children who are under the delusion that they are suffering from this, those who may genuinely, but also those of their peers and the teachers and the administration. So what policy would you, as a school board member, encourage your board to put in place to handle not only the students, but the issue itself as it relates to all the students, all the staff, and all the administration?
Well, I think there needs to be, well, let me say this. So I know that right now as an educator, I've had parents come up to me because I test for learning disabilities, emotional disturbances, stuff like that. So a lot of the times we have kids that have gender dysphoria. They're being referred to us for emotional disturbances. I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's what they're being referred to us for. I've had parents tell me that I will, regardless of what I think, call their student they and them. I will acknowledge the fact that they don't know what gender they are. If I don't, they will come after my license, they will come after my job. So there has to be some protection measures put in place, number one. But I also think that is we respect you as a human being. You are one of God's kids. You are respected as that, but you don't get special privileges from anybody else. We are all equal in that way. So equal outcome versus equal opportunity versus equal outcome.
I think a simple policy would be boys who are born a boy is a boy, and girls who are born female are females. Period. End of sentence. If you make that your main policy, everything else falls in place. There won't be any gender bathrooms. There won't be any males trying to get on the female teams. There won't be any boys in the girls' locker rooms. So that is my policy. Boys are boys, and girls are girls. Period.
Exactly. And that was the policy that I asked for, is gender is determined by biological reality. That settles the whole thing, right?
Yes.
That's it. So now this one is, this might get a little steamy. We're veering away from the social stuff. This is one that's a little bit more of a deep dive. Would you be in favor of ending your district's membership with TOSB, the Texas Association of School Boards?
That's an easy one. Absolutely. I would tell any teacher, pull out of TASB. We do not need to be a part of TASB at all. They are a liberal organization. They are for all of the wrong things. Any of our organizations are teetering on the liberal, but TASB is the worst. So I wholeheartedly would suggest that no one be a part of TASB.
I agree. No, I mean, I don't even, just like I love her policy, I would take that too. But yeah, TASB telling the school boards that we need to let other kids into their, boys into girls' bathrooms and stuff like that. That's their advice to us. So I don't think so. No, we're not held to the standard of having to connect with TASB. That's our choice. So no.
All right, so now we have how long? 2 minutes? No closing? Okay, well that's it. Ladies, thank you very much. Good luck in your race.